Hello, welcome to 80 Days of Writing with yours truly, Alexis Marie Chute, author of Expecting Sunshine and the new novel Above the Star. So today is day 35 in my 80 Days of Writing, and it is a very special day, if you will notice behind me. Today, April 18th, 2018, is the 1-year birthday for Expecting Sunshine memoir. And I am beyond elated. I do love celebrating, maybe even more so after my experience of losing my son. I've realized how important it is to celebrate birthdays, milestones, all these little special things in our lives. And so I really want to have a party for Expecting Sunshine. My book baby is 1. I want to say oh, the time has flown. My children grow up so quickly. All these fun things. Anyway, I'm going to pull out this back here. I do want to share some of the amazing things that have come about in this last year. A year, it sounds like a long time, but it goes by quickly. And yet this book has it made such incredible strides in the world. So I do want to point out some of those. So for Book Awards in 2017, it was the Kirkus Best Book of 2017 in the Best Indie Book category. It was in the top 10 of the Indie Reader's Best Reviewed Nonfiction Books of 2017. It won first place at the Royal Dragonfly Book Awards in the Women's Interest category. It was a 2-time finalist at the Best Book Awards for Best New Nonfiction Book and Best Women Interest Book. It was the winner of the Indie Reader Discovery Awards in the Women's Issues category. It was a winner of the Next Generation Indie Book Awards for Best Nonfiction Book Cover. It was a finalist in the Next Generation Indie Book Awards in the Parenting Family category. It was a Canada Book Award winner. And in 2018, it's continuing to win awards. First place in the Reader Views Literary Awards for Parenting, Family, and Relationships. Silver at the Benjamin Franklin Awards in 2 categories, actually. One for autobiography and memoir, and the other one for Best New Voice Nonfiction. And it also is a finalist in the Da Vinci Eye Award in the Eric Hoffer Book Awards. And the Eric Hoffer hasn't even finished yet, so who knows what may happen with that. The book tour for Expecting Sunshine took me, obviously, to my home city of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, but also to Calgary, New York City, Toronto, Ontario, Boston, Massachusetts, Orlando, Florida, Kelowna, British Columbia, Sherwood Park, Alberta, Ottawa, Ontario, Brooklyn, New York, Tauranga, and Auckland, New Zealand. And those are just a few of the places, and the book tour is continuing. I think that's something that's beautiful about the bereavement community in general, because this book is about the loss of a child, but it's also about the resiliency of the human spirit and finding joy and coming into the new normal of life after loss and what that looks like. And it can be a beautiful new stage. And so that's really what I'm trying to encourage with this book and be a support and an example, a companion for somebody who is walking the journey of life. And even if it isn't the loss of a child, it could be any kind of grief. We struggle from so many different things, and even though our problems might appear different, really the feelings of grief and lostness, helplessness, those things are similar. And so in many ways we can be a support and encouragement to each other. So Expecting Sunshine is more than just a book. So I am a visual artist. I am super passionate about visual art, photography, painting. I'm also a painter. So bringing these things together with this story that is so deeply meaningful to me, I thought what way could I communicate this message of hope so that more people, maybe people who aren't necessarily readers, could find the support and encouragement that they need. And so that's where Expecting Sunshine documentary was formed. And we filmed this. We started filming, oh my goodness, maybe 3 years ago. And we did crowdfunding. We raised over $25,000. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who donated. And we produced, went through post-production, editing, everything. And now what's happening with Expecting Sunshine documentaries, just a little update, is it's going through the film festival circuits. So I didn't realize what a long process a documentary was when I first endeavored to pick up the video camera and, begin shooting. So it is quite a long process. So film festivals won't accept the film if it's been shown publicly, especially if it's been shown publicly in that area. So I know there's so many people who donated and who are even in the film who really want to see this, and I get asked all the time, and I always have to say, please be patient. It is coming. So to talk about the film festivals, it has been, Expecting Sunshine documentary has been accepted in Platform Film Festival in Brooklyn, New York. The date on that is TBD. It will be screening at Playa International Perinatal Bereavement Conference in St. Louis this fall in October. It will be screened at the International Conference on Stillbirth, SIDS, and Baby Survival in Glasgow, the UK, in Scotland. Woo! In just a few weeks, or maybe in just a week from now, it'll be screening at the Arizona International Film Festival in Tucson. And earlier this year, it was shown at Central Alberta Film Festival in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. And I've got maybe like 20 film festivals where I've submitted it and it's pending. So I will keep you up to date on all these amazing things. And if you can make it, if you're near any of these film festivals, please join me. I would love to watch the documentary with you. And the film has also been winning some awards. It won the Audience Choice Best Film of 2018 at the Central Alberta Film Festival. It was shortlisted for Best Documentary Feature at the Central Alberta Film Festival as well. It was semi-finalist at the International New York Film Festival. It was a semi-finalist at the Hollywood International Independent Documentary Awards. It was a finalist at the U.S. Hollywood International Golden Film Awards. It was a finalist at the International Women's Film Festival. Oh, so that's a mouthful. So I really am overjoyed with this whole message of what is coming about through this really important work, which is Expecting Sunshine. And maybe you don't know this, but I wrote the book during the year, well, it was less than a year. It was maybe like 6 months while I was expecting my first rainbow baby, the first baby born after loss. And I started it, when I was maybe 6 months pregnant, and I finished it shortly after he was born. And then I edited it for 4 years. So I wrote for 6 months, edited it for 4 years. Gosh, if you're watching this as your first YouTube video, please forgive me because I'm super dyslexic with numbers, and the people who've been watching my videos since the beginning of this 80-day series are all like, oh yeah, she sucks. We'll just take the numbers with a grain of salt. Anyway, so my whole point in bringing that up is then I submitted it to so many agents, and I had great responses saying the story sounded lovely, but it was the topic. And again, that was the message that I got from the publishers, the big publishing houses, was that this topic was too risky. And yet I feel the deep burning sensation in my heart that, this topic needs to be talked about. After my own loss, I felt like I was completely alone, that I was a failure as a woman because I couldn't help my baby to live. I felt like I was a failure as a human being. And I remember waiting for my husband to pick me up, and my baby had been taken to the morgue. Oh gosh, that sounds so morbid. My baby had been taken from me after he passed away, and the hospital had given me a teddy bear. And I was standing waiting for my husband Aaron to pick me up, and I was just holding this teddy bear. And it was one of those like surreal moments where like people were walking by me, and I was like, I should be holding a baby right now. And I felt like everyone was looking at me and judging me. And no one had talked about this certain type of thing in my life before. And so it was this unheard of territory. And then when I got pregnant again, like I was beyond excited, but at the same time I was beyond anxious. I couldn't imagine like carrying a baby to full term and giving birth to a living child, even though I had had one healthy delivery. My daughter Hannah was, when I was pregnant with my rainbow baby, she was, 2 years old. At the same time, like my loss became my frame of reference. Anyway, I say all this to illustrate the fact that no one was talking about it. And I'm really thankful that now this taboo around the loss of a child is starting to get broken open. At the same time, we have a long way to go. People still don't know the vocabulary to talk about loss. And that's one thing that I've talked about personally and professionally on this book tour is what I'm terming the healthy grief movement. And it basically, to summarize all the points, is that people receive the support that they need. This is a topic where we have a vocabulary to discuss this kind of loss, because currently we're working on it, but people don't know what to say. If someone older dies, it's like, okay, well, you can say, at least that person lived a good long life. But if a baby dies, what do you say? And it's so hard. And then people don't say anything, or they say the wrong thing. So I'm really trying to educate on the book tour with the documentary that's coming out. I'm trying to educate so that we can be a more compassionate culture. So eventually I decided to go with a hybrid publisher for Expecting Sunshine and just look at all the amazing things that have come about in 1 year because of this book. And, you know, like these are a list of awards and places I've traveled, but really what that represents are the readers and the people who I've met on these travels that have been impacted by this book. And it warms my heart beyond measure when I get emails or Facebook messages from people saying, I read your book, it really spoke to me. Even I get, you know, people commenting on Instagram posts saying what a difference the book has made to them. And to me, that is the home run. That is what it's all about. I can't cry because I'm not wearing waterproof mascara. But that's what this is all about. And it makes it worth it. It makes the time away from my family worth it. It makes the time I spend writing articles and posting on my blog, Wanted, Chosen, Planned, and just all these things that I put my heart and soul into, it makes it worth it. Even just like the one person that this book can help and the film can help. So, thank you for being with me on this amazing journey. So today I'm getting back into writing. I am, it's day 35 on my 80 days of writing. I'm definitely not halfway through, but that halfway mark is approaching. And sometimes life gets in the way, but I am definitely like committed to this 80 days. I'm committed to writing book 2 and 3 in the trilogy. It is April, which means it's like less than 2 months till Above the Star, book 1 in the 8th Island Trilogy, hits the bookshelves of stores everywhere, and I'm super excited. So thank you for joining with me on this journey, and I wish you all the best. Happy writing, happy creativity, and happy life. Sending love to you always.